When I came here in November, I wasn't the person you're seeing now. I was quite ill, really. I've looked at the carpet all the time I was here, and when I walked out there, I thought everybody was power dressing. I felt very underdressed. I felt I had no money, everybody else had money. I was really in the wrong place. And I'd been given this recharge day as a gift from my family, an early Christmas present, because I'd been through so much and they'd helped me so much, but they'd come to a flat line where they couldn't help me anymore. And my brother had been to a property thing and met Richard, and he said, I think this guy can help you. And he really, really did. And to me, he calls God Humpty. He's my Humpty, because I got my life back thanks to these two people at the back of the room, because I don't know where I would have been. Let me give you a bit of background to it. I've had a lot of things, but I'll go through the basic thing that really brought me here. The day Princess Diana died, my husband tried to hit me with a cup, but intemporary broke it in his hand before he actually got to me. And I ironed all day so that if I had to fight back, I could use my iron. And it wasn't long after that we realised that he had severe hereditary depression, and he started taking the tablets, which suppressed everything. So I ended up from having quite a violent partner to having a little child, and it suppressed absolutely everything, all feelings for me, everything. So I'd say for about 15 years of my 24 years marriage, I had a little child, but when he wasn't taking his tablets and he was stockpiling them because he liked to try and commit suicide, he was quite violent, and it was very scary because it was the way he would look at you. And if my husband had had BC, he probably wouldn't have gone through the hell that he went through and that he put me and mine through. He actually tried to take his life 3 times that I know of. 2 times I managed to save his life. The last time I didn't because I wasn't there. But he knew I was coming home, and he did say to me at one point when I said, we shouldn't be together, we're ruining other people's lives, let's get a separate partner and move on. He said, if you ever leave me, I'll take my own life and make you watch me die. So that's basically what happened to me 2 years ago. I went to see my family because I was very fed up of being in a depressed atmosphere which brings you down when you really want to be a happy person, because I am generally a happy person. But I'd lost me somewhere down the line. None of these things were me. None of them. I do realise now that before I got married and before Gordon became so ill, I was the sort of person you'd invite to a party first. I was a life and soul person. And I'm pleased to say now, I'm here again. I'm definitely there. But what Gordon did was he knew I was coming back, so he put all the keys in every door, shut all the curtains, took 40 blister packs of tablets, knowing that I would be 10 minutes behind. So I don't know if he thought I could save him again, but I definitely couldn't save him this time. The police broke in, he went to hospital, my temper took over, I didn't follow him, because he kept saying to me, I will make you watch me die. And that's quite strong. So although I did visit him in hospital, it took him 3 weeks to die because he was physically very, very fit. So his body kept him alive for 3 weeks. I did visit him, whether he knew I was there or not, but had to pick my moments because his family became quite violent towards me. They believed because I wanted to leave, this was why he was as he was. Even though the coroner said he had hereditary depression, and they knew he had hereditary depression because of other members of the family who tried to take their lives as well. So I coped with it all, really. The death threats were a bit much, so I moved away. And I moved to Norfolk, which is the best place on the planet, isn't it, Lindsay?
It is.
I moved in with my family, not for long. I've got myself a nice little cottage in the woods, cue for a song.
You look for a man, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I felt that. I'm on a positive mood, so watch out, you single guys. And I want a younger version. So I moved to Norfolk, and 2 years down the line, the guilt still sits with you because he took his life. And I don't know what part in that I played, but I know people blamed me for it. I've got a 3-year-old grandson, and his family will never see that child because of the violence that's been aimed at us. You know, I had other things. My daughter had a violent boyfriend. I had to take her away from him, but pleased to say he's locked up and he's not part of our lives now either. So, a nice place. I've got everything I want, my family, my immediate family all around me, and I'm still not happy, but it's because I couldn't cope with the way my husband died. So I got to the point where I started to get depressed, and I kept saying to him, pull yourself together. Well, I got to a point where I couldn't pull myself together, and I thought it was a stupid thing to say to somebody who really didn't want to be as low as he was, because if you met Gordon, he was a nice chap. He just had a really bad script, really. And so I got to the point where I went to craft club, and the ladies in craft club sent me home because they thought I was ill. I just couldn't lift my head up. So when I got this recharge day as a present, I did think to myself, I wish they'd bought me a bottle of perfume instead. Because it really wasn't me. And I was very nervous coming down. I didn't speak. And when I got here, I knew I was definitely in the wrong place. Everybody wasn't like me. And then in the corner of my eye, carrying a megaphone, came this vision in pink, looking like Freddie Boswell off bread. And I thought to myself, now he's more me. So I came and sat on the second row because I thought they'll pick on you on the first one. And from the minute Richard started talking, I never stopped crying. And everything he said, I felt it was me he was talking about. And he got emotional himself. And to realise that somebody felt like you, and it wasn't wrong to be, one thing he did say was, it's not wrong to be emotional, it's not a failing. I always felt that I cried too easily. Now I feel like it's the right thing, if that's what my body's telling me to do. It's a release valve. But then I don't cry much now like I used to, because I'm now very, very happy. I met some lovely people in this room, like back in November. Megan at the back, she only sat and held my hand, but it meant a lot. Because I have the sort of relationship where somebody sat with their arm around you. And people in here were hugging each other, and didn't like that at first. I thought, hugging each other. But now I find it comes very easy to hug people. So much so people go, why is she hugging me? Well, because I'm really happy. So I come and do the course, and of course I'm really misgrip because I'm the last one there. We were a little bit late. And I see all the cars outside, and I think, oh, they've all got money. So I go in, and I think, these people would have never bothered with me. No. But you know, as the week went on, these are the best people I've ever met in my life. Yo, BC20 fans. Brilliant people. And you know, when you like bare your soul to people, you've got a special bond with them. And as the week went on, one thing that's strong in my mind was the day of the sausage machine when I put my first picture up. The 3 guys sat on the couch, shook their heads because they didn't see what I put on there. They didn't see me as I saw me. And I can still see them doing this business. That was really powerful, very powerful. And in the afternoon, I was actually wearing this top because this has become my lucky top. Because I always wore dark clothes because I was always miserable. I actually went to the ladies' room and I looked in this mirror and I went, oh, hello. I didn't look in mirrors because I was made to feel unattractive. And I looked in this mirror and I smiled, and I do talk to myself quite a bit. And I went, hey, not so bad, are you? Quite attractive when you smile. Because I didn't smile very often. Come back into the room, I picked up my badge because I understood then what it was about. And I put my badge on, and Liz went, Gina has put a badge on, because it was such a big thing, because I had actually got there, and I've been there ever since. I never stopped smiling. People keep saying to me, what's different about you? There's something different about you. Well, I'm happy, very happy. And I keep doing the same thing over and over again. I put both my hands up, and if I'm not left with just one hand up, something's wrong, because that means, am I choosing? If I've got one hand up, I've chosen. If I'm not happy, if I've not got a smile on my face and I'm not choosing, somebody else or some script has crept in. So I analyse it and I chuck it out the door. You know, and I am still living in a cottage in the woods with my daughter and my grandson living with me. And I introduce myself as only a cleaner, but I'm not. Since I left there, I've discovered colour. I shop in colour. I buy rainbow-coloured carrots. Didn't know they existed. Coloured gnocchi. I see the world in a different set of eyes. But more to the point, Kev asked me what my business name was, because I'm self-employed. And I said, business name? I'm just a cleaner. He says, no, you're not. He says, you've got something that I respect. Because I told him about being proud of hanging my ironing up and looking back at it and thinking, that's good. He said, you actually do a job that you enjoy. Yes. You do a job that, and you like, appreciate everything. And these pearls that we did each morning when the lads, because Dave's just been very kind as well, these pearls that they give you, when they pick up on something you've said, and it means a lot to them, it's very, very important. These people are so important to me. I get fantastic text messages off Liz and, what's his face? What's your name? Richard. I call him Humpty, and on Facebook, I've got messages galore off people that I've met. And then their partners become your friends as well. They feel like they've known you all their lives because you talk about each other and you're interested in each other's lives. And then you go to a Christmas party and make friends with other people. Hello, Lindsay. Yeah. And it just grows and grows and grows. And I left home at 5:15 this morning. I've done loads of trains and taxis to get here. It was important for me to try and get across. If you felt as down as I felt, that you could only look at the carpet on your way in, and you thought that everybody that went for something to eat thought that fat girl's eating too much, and all these hang-ups that I had, if you're like that, there's no need to be. You go on the course, you do the BC. I didn't have money to do BC. I sat down at a table, saw how much it was, got up again. And my brother said, what's the problem? I said, £2,500. And he went to sit back down and threw his credit card on the table and said, you need this. I can't help you any more than that. I'm in a very good spot, but I would say, though, to BC25 people, keep plugging back in, keep coming back, because every time I'm in the room with you guys, my energy levels just go, and I can move mountains. I now have a business name, Kev. I'm called Naturally Me. I use natural products. And I've just got a full week of work now because I've landed myself a big estate job. It's the positivity, you see. I've got this big estate house and I'm their housekeeper. And it's, so, you see, I'm not just a cleaner, I'm shit hot.